Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, the YouTube channel, and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. A very busy week in the world of wrestling continues. Still talk about WrestleMania and Raw, and of course, the untimely death of the Ultimate Warrior. Still coming to terms with that. Got your questions here, so let's get started with the first one today from Joey Jojo. In your opinion, what was Ultimate Warrior's greatest match, and what is your overall favorite Warrior memory? Like I said, I'm still trying to accept the fact that he died, especially with the way it was timed. Ultimate Warrior dying one day after appearing on Raw and 3 days after being inducted into the Hall of Fame is just so unbelievable and so surreal. But looking back at the Ultimate Warrior's career, I've had time to reflect and think about some of my favorite Ultimate Warrior memories. And there's a lot of them because you have to keep in mind I was 7, 8, 9 years old when the Ultimate Warrior was at his peak, WWE Champion, feuding with Hogan, feuding with Randy Savage. My all-time favorite Ultimate Warrior memory would have to be the 1990 Survivor Series. That was my 8th birthday. And I fondly remember that Survivor Series. I loved that concept of the ultimate match of survival where you had a series of matches and the winners would go on to face off in one final match. I thought that was a really cool concept. I never really understood why WWE didn't bring that back. I thought it was very unique. And, I remember Warrior and Hogan after their WrestleMania match, teaming together and reuniting and having that moment. I really enjoyed that a lot. And as far as my all-time favorite Ultimate Warrior match, no question would be Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage at WrestleMania 7. For me personally, one of my all-time favorite Ultimate Warrior moments and one of my all-time favorite WrestleMania moments. That whole match was, in my opinion, Warrior's best in-ring performance, and Randy Savage brought out the best in Warrior, and it was just a great battle, a very fitting match for WrestleMania, and you had the whole big moment with Macho Man and Elizabeth, but I mean Warrior was great in that match too. I mean I remember him looking at his hands, not sure if he could beat Randy Savage, and I just thought the storytelling was excellent in that match. So that's my all-time favorite Warrior match, and then a close second would be the match with Hogan the previous year at WrestleMania 6. All right, this one comes from PineBoy19. Do you think the WWE will do a tribute to Warrior on Raw? I think they should at least do a 10-bell salute. I really feel that they need to do something. I mean, the Warrior was on Raw last week. He was in the Hall of Fame. He was at WrestleMania. So, it's an elephant in the room. Everybody knows about the Ultimate Warrior. It's made national headlines. Major media outlets have reported it. So one would think WWE would have to do something special for Ultimate Warrior. I don't know if they're going to go as far as making the whole show an Ultimate Warrior tribute, but I would certainly like to see maybe John Cena come out and talk about the Ultimate Warrior. Maybe have some backstage video packages with various wrestlers talking about Ultimate Warrior. I mean, I definitely feel WWE should do something like that. And, I think they will do something significant, more than they do for, a random person. Ultimate Warrior was one of their top stars, and the fact that he was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, I think they will do something on Raw this week. All right, moving on to some more positive topics here from Sam Losco. Hey Aaron, been watching your videos for a while, but first time asker. Last night at WrestleMania 30, I noticed little to no CM Punk chants. Do you think that this is because the fans have finally accepted the fact that he is gone and likely not returning anytime soon? Yeah, I've talked about this in previous videos. I felt that eventually the CM Punk chants would die down once people realize he's not coming back anytime in the near future. And WrestleMania 30 was really the clear sign that he is done for the time being. He might return one day, but in the meantime, life goes on, and you have to move forward with or without CM Punk. So I think that it's unlikely we'll get those chants. I mean, we have the Payback pay-per-view coming up pretty soon, and I'm sure there'll be chants there. But besides that, I don't think you'll be hearing too many CM Punk chants from this point forward. All right, this next one comes from Wrong Head. Hey Aaron, now that Jeff Jarrett has started a new promotion, I was wondering what are your thoughts on this and if it can be successful, and could this be a big problem for TNA? I'm hoping no stupid gimmicks like a 6-sided ring. I have mixed feelings so far based on what Jeff Jarrett has announced. The name of the promotion, Global Force Wrestling. I mean, not really feeling that, although I do think it's better than TNA. Any name is better than the name TNA. I never liked that name TNA for the obvious reason. And as far as the website, I mean, it looked very amateurish to me, but we'll see what happens. What really matters is if they can deliver a quality alternative to WWE and TNA for that matter. So it's a big test for Jeff Jarrett to see where he's at creatively and what he can still bring to the table. I have my serious doubts, but I'm really hoping that he makes this into something, because wrestling definitely needs competition, and you need other national promotions besides WWE. So I really do hope that he gets a TV deal and he gets an opportunity to succeed. All right, this next one comes from the Naked Ninja. Hi Aaron, with RVD back, who do you want to see him face? Personally, I think Rollins, Ziggler, and Cesaro would be good matches. I could definitely see RVD feuding with Cesaro, especially if Cesaro is going forward as a heel with Paul Heyman as his Paul Heyman guy. I could also see RVD in a higher profile feud, maybe teaming up with John Cena to go against the Wyatt family. I mean, John Cena is basically going against the Wyatt family by himself, so you could have RVD align with John Cena and feud with those guys. Ziggler, I mean, that would be a great match, but I don't really see them having any kind of significant feud unless Ziggler makes a heel turn at some point, which maybe he should at this stage of the game because he's going nowhere fast. Regardless, I think WWE could really gain from having RVD in there with some of the top talent. And as I mentioned in the last video, I'd love to see RVD versus Daniel Bryan. I don't think they'll feud or anything, but I'd love to see them just have a match on Raw and let the two of them tear the house down. All right, this next one comes from Craig Humpage1. Hey Aaron, with WWE Network subscriptions lower than expected, do you think WWE should speed up its release in the UK and the rest of Europe? Keep up the good work, awesome videos. Well, at this point, I haven't heard anything about the network being rolled out faster in the UK and Europe, but they could certainly do that. I mean, there is a huge audience in the UK and Europe and other parts of the world. Lots of people have been messaging me asking, when is the network coming to blank country? And I just don't know at this point if they're going to speed anything up. But, I think that if business really booms in those other countries, that will definitely help offset their somewhat disappointing numbers in the U.S. So we'll see what happens. I mean, anything's possible. And, I think in the end the network will be a success. There's a lot of demand for it. It's a great service. But I don't know if it's going to be quite as big as WWE was hoping for. All right, this one comes from D. Hare. Hey there, longtime viewer. Please answer in video. When The Undertaker lost, Paul Heyman acted as if he had no clue what just happened. I know he's a good actor, but could they have hid the result from him to get a more natural reaction? Well, I thought that Paul Heyman's reaction was absolutely perfect. I mean, he was just great, I thought, when he reacted to Lesnar pinning Undertaker. He reacted like everybody else. He was just in total disbelief, and he didn't even think that Brock could really do it. And, he's like, oh my God, oh my God. I mean, I thought he was brilliant. I really thought Paul Heyman did a tremendous job. And through the whole match, I mean, one thing I noticed, the match itself was struggling in the ring, but Paul Heyman was out there, and he was trying his damnedest to sell this match and make it seem like it was important. So, I kept paying attention to Paul Heyman, and just his entire performance during this whole thing was tremendous. So, hats off to Paul Heyman. Definitely one of the most entertaining characters in WWE today and for many years in the wrestling business. Alright, that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding WrestleMania and The Ultimate Warrior. And we have TNA Sacrifice coming up soon. And if you want me to talk about TNA more, get those questions in. Spring.me/AaronRift. And I'll see you guys next time for more NoDQ&A video.